I Don't Get It
Podcast.
It's 2023.
Wahoo. It has no meaning.
But can we just say that we're recording in 2022?
No, Ashley, that's literally
What you just said not
that's
to do.
literally why I just prefaced everything. But let's leave it in. Who
People,
cares?
she just told me, like, you know,
I was like,
would
okay,
have
so
already
remember,
gone to
ladies-
my trip and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hey, can we just talk about 2022 a little bit more?
No, I hate staying in the past. I literally was like, all right, remember, this is airing second week of January because we get 2 weeks off. But yeah, it doesn't fucking matter.
It
You guys
really
know
doesn't.
We're real.
Whatever.
We're real
real.
with you whenever. I was just trying to make your experience a little less confusing, but I digress.
Yeah.
So
suck.
I wanted an update on Lauren's headaches first.
Okay.
Because I haven't talked to you
See,
guys.
we must stay in 2022 to talk about these things.
So true. We can't go beyond.
Accurately. Yeah.
By the time this airs, I do believe I will be going through an MRI machine. So I have my appointment for January 10th, and the neurologist basically kind of said, yeah, you should get an MRI. Let's schedule it. And then she told me that it's like 99.9% not an aneurysm, which makes me feel better because I don't want like a sudden death. We're not ruling anything out, and that's it. I still have headaches all the time, and my eyes get really, really puffy in the morning, so I feel like there's some kind of correlation. And that's all the updates I have for you now. Probably the week after this airs, I'll have like an update on what's inside my brain.
Did you, after booking the appointment, did you feel like your anxiety eased?
$1,000,000,000%.
Yeah.
$1,000,000,000%.
So what's interesting, what I'm learning through my therapy sessions within myself is that my anxiety manifests in the gaps in between. So like when I'm waiting on an answer or waiting for something, and that's when like it fuels worst case scenario. You're going to die. All this is going to happen. This
Yes.
person doesn't like you. You're going to lose your job. And I realized that I actually have control in when I can like get answers to things.
Like, you mean you can ask the questions and get
You
your
can
answers?
ask the guy if he's dating anyone. You can ask your job for job security. You can book the doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
And it was so transformative to learn that we have somewhat control in like easing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. The second like I had the appointment, I feel like my headache kind of softened, and I was like, "Do I need this? Do I need this?" And then I had the appointment, and then she booked it. And I'm like, "Shit!"
And I was
need
like,
this,
yes,
Emma?"
Lauren, you need it. Now, like,
But the day before, I was like, "I need to see someone immediately." So I feel better just knowing that there's actions being taken. Yeah.
So I'm so
the fact
proud
that
of
the
you.
doctor like thinks that it's worth you doing it, like then you should really.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I do think booking things and checking things out for strictly peace of mind is so important. I think I had this experience with the gynecologist. I think it was earlier this year, but you know how like it's in 2022. It's like the end of the year, so you know how you're like, was that last year? Like you don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
I remember thinking like, is my vagina broken? After like a sexual experience?
You didn't tell us
And then-
about this.
Oh, I'm just remembering it now, I guess.
Oh my God.
And I
Broken in
booked
what way?
And I forget. What was it? Oh, I think it was like, I think when someone would go inside me, it would like hurt a little. And I was like, am I broken? Like what's in there? Is there something in there? And I think it was just a matter of position, I think.
Totally. Yeah.
And I went to the gynecologist because I was like freaking out about it, had anxiety. And then my mentor was like, why don't you go to the gyno?
Yeah.
And
Hey,
I
we
was
can
like,
figure out what it is rather than creating all these scenarios. Yeah.
I can't tell everyone how like at peace I felt when I went and he checked and he was like, you're fine. You're normal.
okay.
And I was like, wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Like you have control. Anyways, very interesting. Okay, Lauren, well, I'm glad that's getting better. I have a list of random shit I want to go. I have what is it called when you're like in student council, the minutes? I have our minutes of the meeting.
Yeah.
Or no, that's like taking minutes.
You're taking minutes, but you have like a docket.
No, what's it called? It's not an agenda. It's is it an agenda?
No. I know what you're saying, but I can't think of the word.
Okay, Ashley, I want to hear about these belly button rings that you guys
Oh my
apparently
gosh.
fucking got. What is this about?
Well, because it's 2022 and I've only had the belly button ring for a couple days now, I have not attempted to put it back in, but we all know it's been out for me since I got pregnant. So it's been out for a while, and I don't think my hole is open down there anymore. And I really don't. But I really want to stick this
now.
This in.
I have the belly
That's
button.
what she said.
I have the belly button ring in hand, and I try to get it through. And as I was pushing it through, ladies and gentlemen, there was a huge black head, like that was being pushed out. It was like this filler. It was like you popped the biggest blackhead of your life, and it came out through the hole, and it was hard, and I'm assuming it smelled. And
Lauren, I've never ever wanted to throw up hearing a story, and like this is
there you go. Anyway, so it popped out. I'm like, that okay? So we have space for the belly button ring to go back in. I feel like I haven't put one in longer than you, Ashley.
Probably.
So, anyways, that didn't go in because it's a thick bitch. But I did put a long, skinny earring in there, so it went through totally fine. So I just need to like break it in a little bit, and it'll go through.
Maybe clean it.
Long.
I got cleaner
earring?
wipes and shit.
You put an earring.
I put
in
an
there?
earring through, went through no problem because it's skinnier. Yeah.
You guys, I know that we've had this conversation before, but I love the look of a belly button ring on me. And
Well, I was asking, where did this all come from? Were you guys at the mall and you walked by Claire's and you're like, let's
Spencer.
read?
We were in Spencer's.
Okay. The adult Claire's.
Yes, and they had so many cool belly button rings, including like a huge selection of Playboy ones. And I was like, wow, this is my time of life to basically like seem slutty, but not be slutty.
I love how this is now your time.
I know. After you're
Like,
like
I've
giving
never
birth.
wanted to be slutty, but like maybe I want to look a little slutty, but knowing that I'm only with my husband.
Honestly, it's
So
whatever.
there was a lot of Playboy
whatever
stuff.
empowers you. You know, I think I love looking sexy.
When I think of sexy, I think of like Amal Clooney or something, right? Like the perfect combination of like intelligence and beauty and like curves and like all that stuff. Mature
That's so
beauty.
funny. I think of Amal as more elegant. To me, have I told you guys my number one female celebrity crush, like who I want to be when I walk in a room?
Penelope Cruz.
Yeah, Penelope Cruz to me is like, she is sexy, sensual,
She is sexy.
intelligent, elegant,
She is
graceful.
sexy.
How is she all of it? It's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to interview her so bad.
Yeah,
and like, I wish I could be like Ursula and harness her power in a shell and put it around my neck.
Yeah, 100%.
She's the best.
She's the definition of sexy. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys both have belly button rings.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
if
but
we're gonna attempt to put them in. We have them. We're
mine's,
stretching out
I'm gonna
our
have
holes,
to
guys.
re-pierce my belly button though, and then it comes to this question. Do I just go get it professionally re-pierced, or do I
Try
do
to
it myself?
shove it in there and see what
Or
happens.
I don't think, Lauren, I really am like looking.
Well,
I
then
think
you
the
can't
bottom
do
hole,
it yourself.
I don't think the bottom part of the hole, is open anymore. But also, like, do I just wait till after I have a second kid and then I can keep my belly button ring in till I'm 60?
No, I hate when people like, I don't hate when people, I am not someone who likes to wait. I was reading a quote that someone was like, a lot of people save a good smelling candle for special occasions.
Yeah,
I do that.
Their
No,
they
you
only
must hate
spray
me.
their perfume when they
That's
go
me.
out. And I'm like, fucking live life.
Yeah, I don't
light
do
the
that.
candle.
Yeah.
Use the perfume.
Yeah, yeah.
Get your belly button pierced.
That's so true. I feel like
Carpe fucking diem.
Actually,
Yeah,
I wish I
carpe-
wasn't like that. You're so
Yeah.
right. I am like that, you know?
you're not promised tomorrow, so light the
Just
candle.
light the candle
Yeah,
and
why
buy
do I
another
save
candle.
candles? Why do I save candles?
No, it's like you
I
only
should be
think.
burning a candle 24/7. Well, not 24/7, you know, not sleep time, but
Yeah, it's like
I
this.
hear that candles are very bad for us.
Oh,
Actually,
here we fucking go.
I hear
It's
this
like
too.
sorry.
It's like this mindset that like only good things like can only be used a little bit of the time, you know. And it's like
Yeah.
just live
Yeah.
in abundance. Is that your 2023 intent? So I have a word every year.
it's a good intention.
My word this year was trust, and it was such a good word because I leaned on it so much. Even now, Lauren, I've had so much anxiety because I'm waiting on answers in so many things in my personal life, professional life, and that's when my anxiety is like, it's all going to go to hell. And I'm like, wow, I'm actually a lot calmer, which is crazy
Good.
because I'm trusting, but I'm trying to figure out what my word next year is going to be. And I kind of want it to be soft, but I feel like that's not the best word, but I want to bring like a softness to everything.
like delicate.
No, not delicate, because I feel like delicate's like careful. You know, soft is
Easily
more like
breakable.
warm. Yeah. And like, I just want to be softer about everything. And when I'm with people, but I don't know, is there a better word, Ashley, for that type of energy? Like a soft, I don't know. Maybe my word will just be soft. I don't know. If you guys had a word of next year.
Plush.
Plush. Actually like plush. I'm kidding. That's fun. It's playful.
If we had a word.
A word for the year,
Word
for what I
for
want.
2023 that you would like lean on, and it's somewhat of an intention. Like mine was trust. Like I need to trust more, because at first I was like, I want to be more patient, I want to be more aware, and I was like, in all that, that's just trusting, you know.
I feel like mine is actually the exact opposite of you and would be like combative, because our producer says tenderness. That makes sense.
I like
too.
Tenderness is
Yeah.
good, even though I've never liked the word tender, because I think about
like a soft touch, and you don't like soft touch.
Yeah, and you don't think of it as a romantic. I don't know. Tender is always kind of freaking
I mean,
out. But
words
totally
mean different
understand.
things to different people, which is why
Yeah.
it's so important to pick something that like you resonate with. But I like that
Yeah.
option. I will think about tender. But what were you saying, Lauren?
Oh, I was just saying that mine would be opposite of yours and would be more like combative. Like I want to say things that piss me off when they piss me off.
Yeah.
Maybe
or
that
like-
word isn't the appropriate.
Yeah, I
word,
don't.
though.
Combative
Yeah.
has like negative. I think
Harsh,
more like
yeah.
assured or confident or
Like I have to say things that hurt people's feelings.
honest.
Like, I have
maybe
to
it's
do that sometimes.
honesty.
Yeah. Maybe it's
Maybe you want to
honesty.
be more honest in everything you do, and like work
Yeah.
and life and
Yeah,
conversation.
like I've been more like, I guess, honest or boundary setting when it comes to like work. Like people are like, I'll do anything to come in tomorrow. I'll pay more. Like tomorrow's my day off. So like I would be like nice about it. But now I'm kind of being like, you got to fucking chill, bro. You know, you got to let me live.
Well, you
Yeah.
have to set your own boundary. That's so good.
Exactly.
You have to be like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I'm unavailable tomorrow.
Yes,
Please
exactly.
follow the guidelines
Please.
on my website
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Okay,
What about you,
So
Ash?
mine is, it's boring, but it's relax. I really need to get, you posted something this weekend about like, you know, the wearing busyness as a badge of honor thing. And I need to stop thinking that I constantly need to be productive. And I know I've talked about this a zillion times, but it's just like, I need to be able to throw my phone on the other side of the room and just watch a TV show without thinking that like I need to double and be like, you know what, I can respond to this email or this DM or this text while watching the show. No, just let it go and watch. I haven't been able to binge a show in the longest time. That's maybe what I miss most about motherhood, is that like I can't have a TV day. You know, like when you're just like, today all I want to do is watch TV. You can't do that. Like you can like binge a show in the form of like from 8 to 12 a.m. You know, I'm going to like watch a couple hours for sure. But you can't be like, I'm dedicating the whole day to couch time.
To Emily in Paris season 3. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like you can, I mean, maybe you can, I love that intention for you, Ash. I think you can like have a nanny day once a month where you're like, this is my TV day.
My TV day.
Yeah, and that would make you so happy. And you saved a
Yeah.
show, and you would
I'd
have
be
it.
so
you could look
excited
forward
for
to it
that.
like a vacation. You could be like, this
The
day.
day goes by so fast, and then you're like, "Oh, I got one more hour left for this." Oh,
But it's the
you know,
best.
there's only an hour left.
Yeah, like Postmating and just sitting and watching the whole thing together. It's so
Yeah.
fun. I think that's a
Do you
good
guys
one.
Postmates still?
I Postmates all.
You Postmate or do you Uber Eats?
Is that they're the same?
We
company.
don't have Postmates in Rhode Island. Or maybe we
They are
do,
the
but
same
not
company, I
in
guess.
like many areas. Yeah, they are the same. They are
the
the same
same
company now, Uber Eats and Postmates.
But Ash, I was thinking the same thing because I recently went to a party 2 weeks ago to try and make a new friend. And you guys know how I worked with Peter Crone, the guy I told you I worked with earlier
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
year. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm actually, by the time this posts, I'm sharing some of his insights from our like hour and a half long phone call because it was there were so many gems in it that I'm asking his permission to like post some of it. But I met a bunch of interesting people at this party because I'm trying to make new friends and they're all really cool and like conscious and like interesting people. And I was on Peter Crone's Instagram the other day and he posted a podcast he was on with one of the guys I met at this party. And I was like,
weird.
oh my God. I'm like, that's so cool. Like that he had fucking Peter Crone on his podcast. And then immediately, Ashley, I got into like comparison mode where I was like, oh my God, like I'm not doing enough. Like I feel like I have so many things I've worked on that I could be sharing. Like, why am I not doing, like blah, 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 blah. I should be doing this. I should be doing this. And then I literally took a deep breath. And I was like, because so many people are like, Naz, you need to be on TikTok. You need to be saying all the shows we're recommending. This needs to pop off. I go, yes, but at what expense? Like, yes, all these people are successful and they're doing it, but I want to have days off where I'm not doing anything. And like, I like just can't. And it's like, and it really bothers me that we're on this hamster wheel,
I get it. That's what I was like, when I was watching White Lotus in bed the other day and I was grabbing my phone. I'm like, well, what I can do during watching this and totally pay attention is find reels that I can recycle as TikToks and YouTube shorts. I should be able to do this while watching. And it's just like, what? Anyway, enough complaining about like our very amazing jobs. I mean, they are. Yeah. So let's move on to something. Let's move on to something.
Hard-hitting issues. What are these hard-hitting issues?
It is a hard. I totally understand. I will vent about it all the time, but I also always want to like recognize the blessedness in it all.
Yeah.
Wait, Lauren. They say that hair is the new skincare. I guess you're happy about this, Lauren.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure about it.
I was just about to say that hair care is exploding, and I'm going to say on TikTok, because that's what I always say. TikTok is basically for people who want to get their hair healthy. There's so many different treatments, and there's so many different tools you can use to have healthier hair, and there are things that you don't even think about. It's like what scrunchie you're using, what claw clip you're using, what towels you're using, what pillows you're using. So Kitsch is a company that we are so happy to be sponsored by today. They have scrunchies that are made out of terry cloth, and they have clips that are going to be gentler on your hair and promote hair growth, aka not ripping your hair out, not damaging your hair. And we all know that terry cloth towels are good to not rough up your cuticle. So we love a healthy hair company.
Okay, well, I like the satin pillowcases. I truly understand what they're for. They are good for your skin. But in addition, they're great because they don't like crease your hair and make you like wake up with like wild like calyx. Yeah. There's not like it's like spiky in one area and flat in the other because satin just kind of prevents that. You know what I'm talking about, guys. I don't have to paint the picture any further.
Yeah, you don't wake up looking crazy. It's good for people with extensions also. And also, people are trying to not use as much heat because there's so many different revolutionary products out there, like these heatless satin curling rollers. So there's been like different methods, but this one has like the smoothest results, and it's not going to be kinky when you take it out, and there's no heat damage. So people on TikTok are saying that they're throwing away their $600 curlers for this method. So it's only $18. So I would probably try this one out first with Kitsch. So they're satin curler rollers.
That's awesome. They also have quick dry hair towels, so you can avoid the blow dryer as well. And right now, Kitsch is offering you guys 30% off your entire order at mykitsch.com/getit. That's right, 30% off anything and everything at MyKitsch. That's spelled mykitsch.com/getit. So one more time, MyKitsch, mykitsch.com/getit for 30% off your order.
Okay, so this is like a little controversial, and I think we may have talked about it before. I know we've talked about gift giving so much, but I don't know if I've ever thought about it like this. So I told Lauren over the weekend, I was like, okay, so we have this like kind of like giving tree at Audrey's where there's like tags on the tree with like the little boy or girl's name, how old they are, and like their dream gift.
Wait, that's so beautiful. You guys are doing that.
I mean, it's it's not even like we're doing anything. We just have the tags there. So Jared and I grabbed a bunch of tags and we went to Walmart and Toys R Us is back in Macy's. Did you know this?
Yeah.
So Toys R Us
Toys
is
R Us
back.
They're
was
trying
in
to like
Macy's?
revive Toys R Us and Macy's at the same time by like putting it in the store. Yeah.
What?
Did
Was
you
that a
know that
thing
Toys R
back
Us
in the day?
closed?
Yeah.
Naz?
Yeah, but then they reopened.
No, they didn't. They reopened it just in
In
Macy's.
Yeah.
No.
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 Yeah.
No, they reopened.
It's a Google time.
They reopened because they reopened here in California.
A whole Toys R Us store, Toys R Us, dedicated just Toys R Us.
I'm not 99% sure about this, but I know that when Toys R Us was closing, my friend Drew Dorsey, who has a YouTube channel, we all went to say goodbye to Toys R Us. And we went in there and like wrecked havoc. It was so much fun. We're like riding bikes around and all this stuff. And then like a couple months later, it was like Toys R Us is back. And we were like, what the hell?
Maybe that was a pop-up because I just looked it up. Forbes.com has Toys R Us is partnering with Macy's for the 2022 holiday season.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they didn't come back, Ashley.
Toys R Us is opening a new store again. Toys R Us will open. This is 2021. Toys R Us announced in August 2021 it will open shop-in-shops in 400 Macy's stores beginning next year. So this is what we're experiencing now. It's just at Macy's, y'all.
I believe you.
Okay.
I believe you.
Okay. So we went to Macy's. We went to, Target and Walmart and stuff. And we bought all these toys for these kids. And it's just, and because now I'm a mom, so it's now like this and then there's the mom thing. I'm just like Christmas is for kids. Like, why do I have to, why am I stressing about getting like adults gifts and stuff when like, it's for kids. I would rather people come to, I mean, I guess this is just me, right? Like, I'd rather someone be like, I didn't get you anything, but I got you in lieu of that, like some kid who needed a gift.
100. I think I would feel the same. I feel the same exact way, I think.
Right. So that's, now I feel like now I have to like do my checklist of like adults to get gifts for. And I'm just like, do you really need something? Do you need something for your house or your closet that's probably already stuffed and your house is already like filled up to the brim just because we're supposed to do some sort of physical exchange?
Yeah. It's kind of sad how it's become more of a burden and less of a fun thing. Like my dad was like, what do you want for Christmas this year? And I was like, really nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I can come up with something like a vintage record, but like, I don't know. I could also just buy that on my own. And he sent me what he wanted. And I literally said, I was so stressed, Ashley, because I had so much to do like in the last week. And I would have had to send it last week, I feel like, or at least today for it to be there in time. And I literally told my dad, I go, can we just not do Christmas presents this year?
Yeah.
Because it's like you're just exchanging like the same amount of money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what Lauren and I have been saying for years now. It's like my parents give us money, which is super nice. And because they're our parents and because we're like early 30s, yes, they give us more money than we give them in like gift cards and like what we're going to gift them. Okay.
Right.
Eventually, I'm sure it'll be like different, it changes over time.
Yeah.
But like the money, and I think with parents and kids, like, we get it. Like, that's not like, yes, we're very appreciative of them giving us money for Christmas. But like in general, like I'm talking for like in-laws or close friends and family. All you're doing is exchanging, like, here's a gift card for a gift card. It's like, well, thanks, but I could have just kept my $100 bill and spent that $100 the way I wanted to, or saved that $100. Yeah.
Which is why I think white elephant parties are so fun, because it's like everyone spent $30 and then you get a surprise, you could steal it. And like, it's kind of, it makes it more interactive for adults. I do think it's nice to give someone, I love giving people gifts that they really want, but I think that's why birthdays are so great.
Yeah.
But it is true. Like, I was with my friend Nikki the other day, and it was the first day of Hanukkah, and she was FaceTiming her nieces and nephew, and she got her niece an American Girl doll, and I forgot what she got her nephew. I watched these kids open this present it was the most joy I've ever seen. Like, I'm like, that is so fun. Like,
Can I-
they were literally screaming, running around, holding the box. And I literally said to her, I go, an American Girl doll is the supreme gift you can give a girl for Christmas.
Yeah,
It is the number one gift. And getting to watch a little girl open it, I had never gotten to see it. I was like, damn, I wish we all still believed in Santa Claus, because this would be way more fun for us.
Now, wait. So 2 things here.
Yeah.
2 things. Ashley said that a lot of moms and dads aren't telling their kids about Santa Claus because it's, quote, lying to them, and we teach kids not to lie, yet we're lying to them. Is that stupid?
That's so stupid. Believing in Santa was like the most fun thing in the world.
Absolutely. And like waiting to see the reindeer eat the food and stuff. Like, give your children magic, you Grinch.
Could you imagine being a kid and watching Christmas movies and not believing in Santa? Like
Yeah.
watching the Santa Claus and not being like, but is the Santa real or is he not? Like, you know?
Yes.
You're just so,
You're
truly
like,
trying
well,
to figure
that
out the
makes
entire time.
sense. Yeah.
And then like all in your head, you're like, oh, well, that is what the reindeer look like.
Yeah.
And that's what the
okay.
North
So
Pole
true.
looks like. And it's so cool.
When I was at that Shabbat dinner that I was just telling you guys about a couple weeks ago, they were telling me how even growing up Jewish, the Jewish parents would tell their kids there is a Santa. He doesn't come to our house, so that they wouldn't go to school and ruin it for
Yes.
their kids, which I thought was a really beautiful act of kindness
is
on behalf
very
of those
nice.
parents.
It also like keeps, magic for the kids, and like Santa's cool no matter what. Okay.
Of course, you always have that one kid like Santa's not real, like running through the classroom.
My cousin told me, like your 6-year-old cousin.
That better
ruined
not
it.
ever be my child. I'd be so disappointed.
Anyway, you said 2 things, Lauren.
2 things. Okay. So, I may blow up my client's spot, but I have to talk about it. I don't know if she listens, but if she listens, I say this out of kindness and love. Okay. She like despises her mother-in-law, okay? And she was telling me yesterday that she's so annoyed that her mother-in-law wants to FaceTime her grandson opening presents, the presents she sent, because she can't be there to see him open it. And she says that is a selfish act to ask for a FaceTime of her son opening the presents.
I don't know.
I don't
think so.
I don't think so. You buy a present for someone and you want to see their reaction. She thinks it's selfish and just let him enjoy it. And she doesn't need the gratification.
She just doesn't want to have to do that, because that's one more thing on her list, to have to do on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I understand I do understand fundamentally what she's saying is like she shouldn't need feedback.
need the feedback and gratification.
However, we're all human, and it's so exciting to see somebody open up a gift that you were so excited to give them.
A 3-year-old, and
a
3-year-old.
Come on, yeah.
I think a good halfway point would be to take a video.
A video.
So you don't have to FaceTime. If you really, maybe you're someone who doesn't get along with your in-laws, and send it to them.
That works.
So that both parties win.
Sure.
That's true. That's
that
better.
sucks.
I know. I was like,
funny.
oh, just let her enjoy the time, please. I feel bad. Okay. And that's all.
I think like after this conversation, what we've really established is that like so many adults are like, oh, I don't want anything. Don't get me anything. And then like we still feel this compulsion to get them something. So maybe we should just all reevaluate. Am I being a Scrooge or a Grinch? I don't know.
No. I
give
love
to the
this
kids.
perspective because you're a new
give to the
mother, and I've been
kids.
reading a lot on social media that like moms are so fucking stressed out. And someone literally had to be like, if you're a mom, you get to decide what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And if you have traditions that you've done every year, like it's okay if you don't do them this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you don't have to put that pressure on yourself to deliver, because I do feel like a lot of the holiday experience stereotypically is put on the mother to carry out Elf on the Shelf, or you know what I mean, like stuff like that, and that's work and time.
I think Ashley's also saying like you want
that's not really it for
if you're
me
gonna
right
buy,
now.
you should buy gifts for kids and like people who are asking for gifts who can't afford gifts for kids, rather than like giving these adults things they could just buy on their own. Yeah,
yeah, that's basically I'm just saying like, let's just make the spirit of Christmas is a. Why would I reiterate what Lauren just said? Lauren just said it perfectly, and that's exactly what I mean. It's just I literally texted my in-laws, and I go, "Hey, Jared and I have everything we need for the house. We have everything we need clothing-wise. We have everything we need physically. like as a physical material item. I go, so please don't feel the need to get us anything, but you can spoil Dawson. And then my mother-in-law goes, and it's okay, I'm going to joke about it. If she hears this, it's fine. She goes, okay, sweetie, but if I were to get you something from Banana Republic, what size are you?
Oh my God. So that's hilarious.
Disregarded everything you said.
It's just like, okay, all right, fine. I'm just trying to like, I just
as
want
long as
people
you set
who are
your
really
boundary,
going to appreciate. Yeah, it's all about like giving gifts to people who are going to appreciate. And like, even if your spouse says like, some spouses like Lauren and I both said to Jared and Hunter have been like, you know what, like we really don't want anything, like, you know, just get us a few little things that are like personal or meaningful or whatever. But like, give gifts to people who actually need / will appreciate them. Because if your spouse like doesn't want anything, that's cool. But if your spouse really wants something and you know that they're gonna like have this amazing feeling when they open it, then get them that. You know?
Yeah,
but if you
like,
literally don't have anything, then like a little something. I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
Like getting Hunter a whip for the bedroom. He fucking loves it.
Let's get back to that.
Wait, is that
so?
a
We're
thing?
at Spencer's. This is all full circle
The
moment
whole
here.
reason we got our belly button rings at Spencer's was so I could buy a cock ring.
Yes, Lauren was there to buy sex
Wow.
toys. Now, I may have gotten something myself for, a little something that was on
Sex
Jared's
on
wish
Celexa,
list.
guys.
Jared's
Look
wish
at
list.
you! Look at you guys getting Playboy Bunny belly rings and
That's
sex
what I mean. We were like
toys.
in the theme. We were like having fun.
I
we
wish
were,
I
like-
was with you guys. That's
Yeah.
so fun.
Everyone
Exploring
was in the toy
Spencer's as an
section
adult.
talking about all the toys. They were having so
That's
much fun.
so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, we were all
That's
having
so
fun and like not being shamed and like
Yeah.
not feeling
And-
awkward around each
Yeah.
other. And then the
Everyone
guy
was
at the
like, oh,
register,
this is for your butt, babe. Get this. It's for your butt. And like,
so fun.
Lauren was at the register and he goes, just letting you know, like, you should clean these with these wipes. Would you like to add these wipes?
No,
and then he
yeah.
was like, you're going to need these batteries. Do you want these
he was
batteries?
like, do you usually clean your cock rings? And I'm like, no.
That's so funny. This
It
is
was
hilarious.
fun. It was fun. So we were at Spencer's. People are wild and free. Did you give him the gift yet, Lauren?
No, it's going to be his Christmas Eve gift. So guys, this is so out of whack, but he will obviously love it.
Wait, what is it? The cock ring?
It's a whip. It's like 2 cock rings. It's like a game that's like explore sexually, blah blah blah, and
I
then like
love
a
this.
Santa lingerie set.
I love that you guys brought this up because as we were talking about the gift giving thing, I was thinking like, I'm sure that first Christmas with your boyfriend is so fun. Like when it comes to gift getting. or giving.
it is.
Getting and giving, I guess.
Yeah.
And I love that you guys are, it's like, it is spicy and fun to get
Yeah.
gifts for your partner.
It is. It's funny.
But yeah,
And that's such a good idea.
That's a good other point about gift giving. Like that first couple years, really exciting. Enjoy yourselves in that moment.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying not enjoy those moments. I'm just saying that like every year doesn't have to be like this thing. I'm just blah, blah, blahing
You
about
are
it.
so old.
I'm so old. Anyway, Naz.
She's not old. She was buying a belly button ring from Spencer's.
I know. You're right.
Playboy belly button, right?
Yeah.
I also there was like this Playboy like fluffy purse, and I was like, Lauren, I kind of like this, and she was like, it's all Y2K back. You can get it.
You can do that.
That's very cool. Naz,
Yes.
She has a list of we're still on our minutes of our agenda. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Wait, but Ashley, did you have something or you're saying it's my
know
turn?
what I was gonna say.
I think she's saying it's your turn.
I guess I'm
Okay.
saying it's your turn, but I thought I was gonna say
Your
one more thing
turn.
about Spencer's, but I guess not. Spencer's is fun.
Spencer's is fun. This podcast is not sponsored by
Nope.
Spencer's. Okay, so Lauren said she had a nightmare about me, and I need to know that it's not me getting mauled by a gorilla.
No, I was about to maul you just because I don't
Wait,
know.
really?
I don't know where we were in the world. It seemed like a huge mall / amusement park. And there was like a lot of people, and I was just trying to find one particular person, and then you were hitting on him, and
Oh no.
you were basically like, you don't want him. I don't remember. You're trying to talk me out of it just so you could have
Oh
him.
my god, I would never do that.
I know. It was like so weird and out of character, and like it was like a kind of like everyone was hooking up with everyone, and it was like
kind of
Burning Man.
It was like Burning Man, but in like a literal 90s shopping mall, and I don't know.
Oh my God.
That was it. Like, you
Lauren,
were
I'm
just
so
hooking up with
sorry.
them.
If
It's
you
okay.
ever had sexual desire towards someone, I would never keep that from you.
It's okay. That's fine.
That's so funny.
I remember what I was going to say because you said sexual, and it was
gonna say?
we were talking about Spencer's, we were talking about sex, or blah blah blah. We came up with another podcast. Like, we have a whole podcast, but it's more of like a TikTok channel. It would be called Sex on Celexa. So everybody who like feels the title Sex on Celexa, just put it in the
Just
message.
message us if you want
Just
like a spin-off podcast, Sex and Celexa.
Yeah, we could do like a week. We could do like our monthly, like a monthly like mini podcast, just called like the
what's
Sex on Celexa
Celexa is the
podcast.
anti-anxiety.
Celexa.
It's the anti-anxiety medicine we're on, and it makes you like literally dry as a bone. And hence the reason we need to buy like lube and stuff. is
Got it.
To try and make us feel anything below the belt.
Yeah.
And-
So we had Lizzie and Maura over last weekend, and both of which have been on those drugs at one point or another. I don't know how affected Lizzie was by it, but she's like never had a long-term, she's had a long-term partner, but while on it, she hasn't. So I wonder if that plays a role. But Maura was just talking about how like her lack of interest when she
But
was
now
on
she
it.
said
And then,
she said it's better now.
yeah. And Lauren had a client in her chair who said that she was on an antidepressant and anxiety for 10 years.
It was Celexa.
Oh, it was Alexa?
It was Celexa.
Oh, wow.
And she said she went off of it, and it's back with a vengeance. Like, needs a vibrator all the time.
She's
Butt plugs
jumping her
galore,
husband's
all the
bones.
stuff. Yeah, just jumping
Wow.
his bones.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow. Okay, well, I'm glad to know there's a fucking correlation here.
So it seems like
That's
there might be
wild.
like a group out there, like, a percentage of the population that might like a mini episode called
I'm
Sex on
sure.
Celexa.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm sure it's written in their site.
Oh, it is. Oh, everybody knows that. Sorry.
Everybody
I didn't mean
knows.
to say. I didn't mean to
Everybody
say everybody
knows.
knows,
Got
but
it.
like people who are on
Everybody
it, it's a very common. It's like maybe the number one side effect. Well,
That's so funny.
yeah, physically for sure. All right, guys, our next sponsor, holy crap, we love them. You may have seen me talking about them on my Instagram lately because I do have a promotion with them on there as well as this podcast. And they're the best. Like, they're Rocket Money, by the way, and they are awesome. Laura, has Dad been talking to you about how much he loves it?
Oh my God. Every time I go over there, he goes, you didn't know that Rocket Money told me about the electric bill this month. He goes, and it has doubled. And so it caused him to investigate why the gas bill has doubled or something. Also, just want to say that Rocket Money is formerly known as Truebill. So we've talked about Truebill on here, and they just changed their name. And it's a personal finance app that helps you find and cancels unwanted subscriptions and monitors your spending and helps you lower your bills all in one place.
Yeah, let me read you a text from Dad. Okay, this is from last Monday. I love the Rocket Money. I have a much better handle on my finances. That said, with a tongue sticking out face, there are multiple things that I still pay for you and Lauren, including the iCloud, Apple subscriptions, AAA, your phone plans. And I'm going to get a list together and ask you guys to switch some things over. Even if it's $100 a month, that's an evening out with your mom, which you know I live for.
Wow. So maybe we don't love Rocket Money as much since we're going to have to spend more on our Apple subscription. Maybe I'll become a Spotify person. Who knows? But anyways, stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/get-it. That's rocketmoney.com/get-it. rocketmoney.com/get-it.
Okay, so I was going to talk about. Oh, sorry. Am I just like on crack cocaine?
You
today?
are,
keep
you are
going,
on
keep
Indeed
going.
crack cocaine today.
Okay. Naz has a list. Let's let Naz
Yeah,
broach
let's
her
let
list.
Naz go on
Yeah.
her list.
She can go to your next list. I feel like I've done so many of mine.
But I feel like yours are good and out of the Ike and Eddie realm.
I don't know. We'll see.
No, give us one.
Okay. These are not really, they're just random topics. Did you know that Jonah Hill made a documentary on Netflix with his therapist called Stutz?
Yes.
Stutz.
What's the STUZ?
That's his name.
Stutz. His name is Phil Stutz.
Oh, okay.
And he's Jonah Hill's therapist.
Uh-huh.
And this is must-watch television.
I think it's like everyone enjoyed it. Not one person disliked this documentary.
Ashley, it is
How long is it?
good. It's probably an hour and a half.
Oh, it's like a documentary, not like a series documentary.
It's just he's sitting down with his therapist, and it's a whole therapy session. He brings his mom in, and his therapist has like these tools that are, they're all like universal law. Everyone is basically saying the same thing in different ways. But it's his relationship with his therapist that is so fascinating. And I just love that Jonah Hill did this. It's
such
so
a
fucking
genius
good.
idea. He's like, my therapist helped me so much. Why don't I just make a documentary and he can help like a million people, but
Yes.
also like delve into like why this guy is fucking interesting.
Yeah. The reason I wanted to bring it up is because it was a little triggering for me, because as someone who's an interviewer and like loves interviewing people, and that's like what I want to do in life, or what I do, is Jonah Hill recently came out and said that he will no longer be doing press junkets for any films that he's in, because the way that it's affected his mental health. And like, I guess, I mean, a lot of narrative and a lot of media have talked to Jonah over the years, and I've seen bad interviews or ways that he's been triggered in interview when either talking about his weight or whatever stuff. So clearly it's like I believe he has the right to be like, this is not for me. It's not working for me. It's fine. But as someone who loves like inner work and therapy and like self-discovery and like bringing like consciousness and like better conversations to these things, it really upset me that like some media ruined it for the rest of people. Cause I'm like, oh, here's Jonah Hill making a documentary with his therapist. And it's so profound. And like, he's like the one person I would be wanting to interview for a movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, we should be talking about this kind of stuff in relation to the character you're playing and stuff like that. So it made me sad. And it made me be like, if I ever see Jonah Hill in person, I'm going to be like, will you just consider like doing a couple interviews?
Like, I won't trigger you. I'll be nice. Like, I'll have fun, like, lighthearted questions.
People need to hear this stuff. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share. And I just wanted to tell everyone that they should absolutely watch it. It's 100% on the Tomato Meter and Rotten Tomatoes. And it's really well done.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'll definitely watch it.
It's
once
all black
Lauren
and white.
gives me the Netflix password again.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I got logged
Did I
out.
change it again?
I got logged out, and then you wouldn't and then you said tomorrow.
Oh, I did.
That's so
4
funny.
weeks
It's like,
later.
isn't that the worst when my brother asks me this all the time? What's the password? And I'm like, I don't have 18 hours to like recreate a new one. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
there's literally, it could be any of three, but anyway.
So worse. Anyways, real quick transition, and we don't have to dig deep into this because I don't know if everyone has seen it, but Harry and Meghan also came out with a documentary on Netflix, and so many people have so many opinions about it. But the one thing that I wanted to say on our podcast is I do believe years ago we spoke about Meghan Markle when all of this was happening. I think we had a whole podcast on the royal family, and I remember not like having a favorable opinion about her back then. I think because of a lot of things that were coming out about her, to then discover in this documentary, obviously through her side of, and her and Harry's side of things, that like, wow, things really get spun. And a lot of people really didn't like her over things that like the UK media was like putting out.
When we talked about that, we really liked her.
I remember liking her. Yeah, and that's
I remember like supporting her. And like being like, yeah, get your guy, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And,
I wanted to go on record because I think you guys did, and I don't think I did.
Okay.
And I feel really bad about it and like wanted to apologize to her because I think I was like really influenced by what was, going out, like being published about her.
Yeah.
I think I don't remember what I said, but I think it was like everything about her dad, and I was like, I think I just thought it was like sketchy that her dad, like, wouldn't walk her down the aisle. And then now
she didn't want her dad to walk her down the aisle, but she's now abandoned her father for the rest of her life because of one press moment. And I just don't know how I feel about that. There's a lot of things.
But did you watch it?
No, I haven't watched it yet, but
she did. She's not abandoned him in any way.
She doesn't talk to him anymore.
Yeah, but it's not an abandonment. You have to watch it.
But she has decided not to have her father as part of her life anymore because of like one fucking stupid press moment.
No, it's like, it's more than just one press moment. Like he totally turned on her. You have to watch it.
I will watch it, but I also have to say that
they only think of themselves as victims. And I also need to say that it's not fair because it's not like it's not like Harry and Kate are going to make a documentary on their own with their side of the story. William and Kate.
It's such I wonder why this is such a touchy subject. Like, there's so many other controversial celebrities and stuff, but I think the only thing, like, I never had a problem with her.
Neither did I until she started doing what she's doing.
I just have a problem with her particularly saying that she wants to not be chased by paparazzi and then yet puts herself out there all the time. And any publicist will tell you, if you don't want people chasing you down, just shut your mouth. So if she really wanted that, then go be in a corner and live a normal life, and don't try to be an actress, and don't try and make podcasts and documentaries and all this stuff. Like, if that's what you truly want. And I know it's not what she truly wants. And that's the only bugaboo I have.
That is perfectly said, Lauren. Again, in Ashley fashion, I probably shouldn't even elaborate on that because it was so perfectly said. But when they did do the whole Megxit thing, or whatever you want to call it, I was totally pro. I was like, sure, separate yourself, move to America. That's fine. Yeah. But then they were like, but they don't have titles anymore. It's like, well, you guys didn't want to be part of the royal family anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, why are you complaining? Like, then, in that case, just, like, go live a private life if that's what you want.
You have to. She made it seem like curtsying was, like, Hunter's family is, like, religious. And I did not grow up praying or doing any religious things. And I have learned that, like, before you eat, you pray now. That is just kind of, you're in a new family. You do things that are foreign to you. You learn how to curtsy. You go do the things. That's, like, I know it's on an extreme level, but, like, you have to, like, adapt and not be like, oh my God, this is so archaic. I honestly think praying before eating is archaic, but I do it, So, like, funny. You gotta adapt. So it's not like her being like, it's so crazy. Although I've only seen the first, like, 2 episodes. So
when you guys watch the rest of it, let's have, like, a more informed conversation about it, because then we can dive deep in, because there's so much I feel like that I could respond to, but it doesn't make sense if you guys
because we haven't seen it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would just like,
but
I don't have
I've heard so much about almost everything. It's almost as if I've watched it, but I will go ahead and watch it.
Yeah, you still have to watch it though. But I really love them now after seeing it, and I'm obsessed with Harry. I'm like, Harry is such a dreamboat.
He is so polarizing as well. Like, people think he's so hot or, like, so gross. Like, I think he's handsome.
He's definitely not gross.
Very handsome, and he is, like, such a, I don't know. Anyways, we'll move on. I just wanted to go on record and, like, basically say what I just said.
Yeah.
But what else did I want to talk about? Okay, so recently I have been really trying to be more social, make new friends, and I've been hanging out with a lot of guys that I think are really cool, but as friends that I don't have romantic interest in. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to know from your guys' perspective, have you ever felt like someone was kind of into you, but then you just try to be friends, and sort of the uncomfortableness that comes with that? Like, I'm constantly trying to be like, I don't know how to explain this. I think I put a wall up if I think someone, like, had a crush on me, and I feel like maybe I think I have to be cold or weird or mean.
Yeah.
Not mean, never mean, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I know not fully Naz and loving.
Precisely what you're saying.
Because I don't want them to think anything, but I'm like, but I already said I just want to be friends, so can I just step into that loving Naz space now and not withhold? Does that make sense?
I don't know
how I'm
it's a very fine line.
Naz, you don't have to explain yourself any further. If you've experienced this, you get it. You said it so well. And then you find yourself feeling like a bitch, but you're like, oh man, I love this person. Like, I want to be around this person. I just don't want this person to romantically feel for me. And then you feel like you get defensive, and you're not even being your kind self, because every once in a while you have to throw a little nasty in there just to, like, to create the barrier. Oh, I hate it. It's so horrible. And these guys are usually the sweetest.
Touching, like, normally you would, like, grab, like, if I'm laughing, I'd grab someone's shoulder, and you're not allowed to do that. Yes, you can't do that. But you're consciously thinking, don't do that,
It's so funny. I was with one of them recently, and they got kind of close to me because I was showing something on my phone. And instantly I was like, my body was like, oh, back up.
You're like, he's loving this. Get away.
Yeah, like, you're a little too close. And I'm like, is he even thinking that? Am I being so fucking awkward? Like, can I just be? Does it matter?
And you're like, am I being conceited because I think he wants me so bad?
In my case, I love when I feel that way because I so rarely do. But I'm starting to because I'm starting to get more confident and I'm starting to be like, of course this guy would be into me. I'm amazing.
Good.
But it's so hard.
It is hard.
Exactly. Ashley, you phrased it perfectly. It's like it's like every now and then you have to throw in a little coldness and be like, no, sorry, not available or whatever. Just to like set that boundary. And I'm like, this sucks.
It's so mean. Like, what if the roles were reversed?
Yeah. And you're
just
right,
remember,
Ashley. They're always
I don't find
the
you
best.
attractive.
Or you'll be like, so and so is so hot. Like, I want to, like, oh my gosh, I have such a crush on so and so. It's like, so you say in front of him that like you're interested in somebody else. Oh,
it's like immediate friend zone talk. Lauren, that was so fucking hilarious. And just remember, and Ashley, you're absolutely right. It's always the nicest, best guys, like the best guys
the
ever.
best. Yeah. See, it's all about Taylor Swift and her Taylor Lautner relationship.
Yes,
Taylor Lautner is the ultimate, like, man, I wanted him to be, she's like, man, he was a great friend. It's so sweet. He really had everything. But, like, and I wanted to date him, but then, like, I really just felt friendship with him. And that's how I literally feel like she's felt with Taylor Lautner. And I don't know why. But, okay. I have one last debate. I guess it's not an I don't get it. It's just an open debate. It's funny.
Opening the floor.
Opening the floor. So legit yesterday, around
Lauren
1
is the
p.m.
funniest person ever.
She is. She's the funniest person ever, and everybody says it.
Everyone
She
says
doesn't think it. Everyone knows it. Lauren's
Everyone
the funniest
says it.
person
Yeah,
ever.
okay.
Lauren, you're fucking hilarious.
Okay, so I was talking to a couple of our friends about kids in first class. I was like, great debate. Do we think that kids should be allowed? Oh, not allowed. Of course they should be legally allowed in first class on airplanes, but should they be? Should it be encouraged? Is it proper? Is it the right ethical decision on behalf of the parents to have not talking about like the snotty 5-year-old who like has Beats headphones and a big first class seat by themselves? Of course you can do that. That is your every right. You pay for the seat. Your 5-year-old can sit there. I'm talking about kids like mine. Kids that are toddlers, babies that are very much, you're not sure if they're going to be good or they're going to be bad.
Like you
Should
could
the
ruin
parents
the
say,
experience.
like,
for
I'm
everyone
going
else.
to like forego the first class so that the people who paid for first class can enjoy their first class? Or is it kind of like if I could pay for my first class, my kid's allowed to be with the first class with me? And then you can branch it off into some more relatable spaces that are more common, I'd say, that like fancy restaurants. If you go to a fancy restaurant and you're planning on having a formal meal, should little kids, of course, they should be allowed to be there, but should you bring your kid there? Yeah. This is up to you guys. I'm 50-50 split on it. I truly am. But then what was ironic about it? What was ironic about it? Naz. Lauren knows this already. I'm checking into my freaking flight mere hours. Like, I'm saying like 2 hours after this conversation. And it's almost like God was like, Ashley. And this is what I said. I go, if your kid is really usually well behaved, sure, ethically book the first class, let them sit there. I was like, but if you have a kid like me, you should probably forego it. I literally said this. Okay, that was my take on it because my kid can be insane. So then I'm checking into my flight online and it goes, would you like to upgrade to first class for $45 extra?
That's it? Oh
Yeah.
That's what I did on Rhode Island. Always does that. I did Rhode Island
Lauren
twice.
upgraded for $17.
$17.
I need to fly to Rhode Island.
Yeah,
That's
you do.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
And then they paid for my bag,
last
so
week for
basically it
Lauren.
was minus $15. You know?
Oh my God. Minus.
Isn't that crazy?
They refunded me.
That's fucking incredible.
So of course this pops up and I go, yes, I would like to upgrade.
It's always like it's always funny when you have like such a
Put your
strong
money where
stance
your
about
mouth
like,
is.
but then when it's like for you, you're like,
Yeah.
but not applying to me,
Yeah, yeah,
obviously.
I literally had said earlier, I was like, I shouldn't do it. Okay, so then I get to the airport. We are in the boarding area. He's being a hooligan, okay? Everybody's already looking at me in the boarding area being like, oh God, this kid's on our flight.
And then he gets on and he was a perfect angel. It was almost as if he knew he had to behave. It was weird.
He knew you got upgraded.
I know. He was like,
now
we're
this
being
is more comfortable,
bougie
Mom.
now.
This
He's like,
is what I've been
the
yelling
life
about.
that we're talking about. Yeah.
I picture Dawson as like Stewie sitting next to
Absolutely.
Lois.
Yeah.
Oh, 1000% Stewie. So besides my experience, which I'm still actually 50-50 on it, and I asked my Instagram audience and they seem pretty split on it too. Some people were saying no, some people were saying yes, and I can see both sides. So now I opened up the floor to you guys. What are your thoughts? Fancy restaurants or first class?
I don't really have a strong stance on it. I don't
This
know.
is our airplane question of the week.
I think, why? I don't fucking know. I don't know. So the people and coach have to suffer from your kid, but not the kid. The people in
That's
first
a
class,
good point.
you know?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great point, Lauren.
That is a good point, Lauren. That's
I
actually
think-
bravo. Yeah, because
It's like let the
as-
people in first. No, it's so funny because when you pay extra for something, you expect extra, right? Whether that's silence or luxury. But yeah, Lauren, you make
luxury,
a great point. I think my first instinct was like, Naz, you don't have a right to have an opinion about this because you don't have children. Because from a single person's point of view, yeah, that's annoying. I'm in
Yeah,
first class.
for
I'm going to
sure.
be like,
Yeah.
this is annoying. I paid a shit ton of money to not sleep, but it's also like that's flying. That's the gig, you know? Like you just never know who you're going to sit next to. It's
You never
Russian
know.
roulette.
It could be a fucking talkative little Nancy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as we've said in a previous podcast, the skies aren't that friendly. United, you know?
Guys aren't.
As we've learned through all of our quarrels with air flying. But anyways, yeah, I guess I don't really have an opinion. From my perspective, it's annoying, but you're right, Lauren. It's like I would be annoyed if I was in coach too, either
Yeah,
way.
you'd be annoyed either way. It's funny. I had an I don't get it that was airplane, and I was not going to say it because it's so generic and bullshit. But like, I guess I can just say it. Like when someone sits next to you and they ask, "Oh, going home? Why do you fucking care? Like, why do you care if I'm going home?"
Naz cares about the
If
person
I
next
asked
to-
that.
If I'm going home or like going to visit, does that impact your life?
It informs me about who I'm sitting next to and what a little bit of your life's about.
This
Okay,
person wanted to hit on Lauren, okay? She was pretty.
I don't think so.
Exactly.
She had her
Of
nice,
course,
long,
Lauren.
wavy blonde hair. He was like a 30-something-year-old guy. He was just trying to get a
I never
line
said
in.
he was 37. I said he was like
Oh, he was
67.
older. Yeah, he was older. He was older. Whoops, my bad.
If he was 37, I would know why he wanted to know if I was
What do you
going
mean?
home.
If he was 67, it's definitely he was hitting on Lauren. So good.
That's so
Oh,
funny.
man,
Okay,
life.
well, I mean, Lauren, I will. Like yesterday, I was sitting next to a lady. She was so nice. One of her first lines to me was, "I have a total of collectively 24 grandchildren and children." Yes.
All right, Kris Jenner.
Yeah, and she was, I think she said she was 76 or 78. And I was like, holy moly. But it's like that kind of, like, if you're like, I will say, if you have a kid on your lap and that already opens conversation.
Yes.
So if you're if you are chatting, I'm not saying we're going to talk the entire time, but if you're chatting, then you can say that.
He asked me this while we were getting our bags from the overhead compartment to leave.
Now that's
It wasn't
weird.
even- Yeah, that's okay.
such a horrible time to
That's
start
why
a
maybe I
That's
thought
what
it
was
was
really
weird. If he
weird.
asked me at the beginning, I'm like, "Oh, this guy's chatty." But I was the end. I was like, "Sir, now I really don't give a fuck."
He was worried the entire time about saying something to you. He's like, I want to say something to this pretty lady.
I go, "I'm going home."
Yeah, he was like, this is my moment. That's so funny. We've never talked about what is the time frame of wearing out your welcome in airplane conversation. Because if you're sitting next to someone, I'm sorry, even if you hit it off, I still do not want to talk the entirety of the flight.
Right.
Even if we hit it off, there should be moments of silence where I'm allowed to do my own thing.
I think
you're
like
allowed to
30
get work
minutes.
done, watch a movie.
You guys, that's the fear. That's why people hate being talked to on planes, because they wonder if they're going to have to talk the entire time. If somebody
You're
was
gonna
just like,
get
oh,
stuck.
you can like talk to a stranger for 5 to 10 minutes while you're boarding and like, I'd be like, sure. But once the engines start revving and you're in the air, I can barely hear you. I yesterday I kept leaning over and being like, what? I couldn't hear anything she was saying eventually. And it was just like, ugh, that's why. That's why you really don't want to talk on planes.
One
you
time
don't know when it's going to end.
Yeah, I was on a 12-hour flight, and no joke, this lady next to us spoke the entire time.
To a stranger or to you?
The stranger spoke to me and my friend the entire time. And I was like, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
There weren't like you would think we would get in like an hour, 2-hour movie. I knew her whole life story.
Did you say
how
I have
she met
to
her
sleep?
husband?
You should have been like, I'm going to go to sleep now.
I got stuck next to her, but my friend was on the left side of me, so she got to go to sleep. But I didn't.
You were kind.
But
you were
didn't.
kind. You should have been like, I'm going to rest my eyes now.
And I'm someone who likes to talk. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, that was a lot.
Whoa.
Anyways.
Anyway,
That was a great ramble, guys.
That was a great ramble. I just want to say I discovered we're not sponsored by this company, but I'm so obsessed. It's called Hoka. Do you guys know Hoka's? Hoka? It is now the #1 marathon shoe, and it's the #1 shoe recommended by orthopedics.
Oh.
And I just bought hiking shoes for Africa, and everyone in California is wearing
eye contact.
for the gorilla icons. They are so stylish. You know when like you find a really comfortable shoe and even when I say #1 recommended by orthopedics, you think somewhat of an ugly shoe, right?
Yeah.
This shoe is so stylish and the most comfortable shoe I've ever put on that I've never had those two concepts meet in a shoe that I felt so enthusiastic about sharing it on this podcast because I'm obsessed with Hoka, Hoka. They are the fucking best. And I've never done this before in a shoe store. You know when you can't decide between one or the other? You're like, should I get this one or which color? I bought both.
Wow.
I bought both. I was like,
Where is it the Hoka shoe store or where do you buy them?
They have 2 stores here in LA. I don't know if you guys have any. I'm sure they have to sell it in Orange maybe. But Ashley, like, I don't know, just being a mom, they're so cool. And I would only want to stand in this shoe. It's like standing on a cloud. They're so cool.
Okay, I know what they are.
Okay, cool.
I'll send you guys pictures of the hiking ones I got, but I was like, I can't believe these look so dope. And they're so stylish.
I love that. I love a comfy sneaker.
I'll send you the hiking
Made
ones.
for bunions. You guys, I got an ad for shoes yesterday that were like flats, perfect for bunions.
Oh, wow.
They're probably called Rothy's.
They're probably called Rothy's. Okay.
Rothy's is
we
one of our
love
sponsors
everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been fun. It's
Happy New Year.
And next time we'll actually be in the new year. Happy New Year to you who are currently in it. Bye.
Bye.
I don't get it.
Podcast.